All right, new place, fresh start. Wait, is that? Seriously? Already?
Hello, this is City View Rentals. How can I help you?
Hi, I was calling about the two-bedroom listing on Maple Street, the one with the open-plan kitchen. I saw it online and I wanted to ask a few things before I book a viewing.
Of course, that unit is still available. What would you like to know?
Well, the listing says furnished. Could you tell me if that means everything is included, or is it just the basics?
It is fully furnished. The sofa, the dining table, the bed frames, all included. The only thing you would need to bring is your own bedding and kitchen items, plates, towels, that kind of thing. If it were unfurnished, you would need to bring your own sofa, bed and table.
Okay, and I saw a line in the listing that says utilities partially included. I was wondering, what does partially actually cover?
Water and trash are included in the monthly rent, but electricity and gas are separate. You set those up yourself with a provider. It usually takes 2 to 3 business days.
Got it. One more thing. The listing mentions a security deposit, but does not say how much. Could you tell me if it is 1 month or 2?
It is 1 month's rent, refundable when you move out, as long as the unit is in good condition. We do a walkthrough inspection on your last day.
That is helpful. I would like to book a viewing if possible.
Absolutely. I have an opening tomorrow afternoon at 2. Does that work for you?
That works perfectly. Thank you. Did you hear what I did there? I had 3 questions and I could have asked them like this. Is everything included? What does partially mean? How much is the deposit? Those are fine, but they sound like a demanding checklist. On a phone call with someone I have never met, I want to sound like someone they would actually want as a tenant. So instead, I wrapped each question in a polite frame. Could you tell me if, for yes or no questions? I was wondering, for open-ended ones. Same information, different tone. Welcome to Pocket English Daily. I am Theo, and today I am walking you through the entire moving experience. Not just a vocabulary list, but the actual conversations you need to survive the process. By the end of this episode, you will know how to ask polite questions, introduce yourself to a new neighbor, and report a problem to your landlord without sending an angry text. Think of this as a survival guide for your first big move. Ready? Before we jump into the viewing, let me teach you the 2 phrases I just used on that phone call. They are the most important tools in this episode. Could you tell me if... Use this for yes or no questions. Could you tell me if the Wi-Fi is included? You are not demanding an answer. You are asking for help. I was wondering... Use this for open-ended questions. I was wondering how the security deposit works. It sounds casual, almost like you are thinking out loud. One quick warning. I hear this mistake all the time. People keep the do or does inside the indirect question. They say, could you tell me what time does the bus leave? It should be, could you tell me what time the bus leaves? Drop the does. It disappears. So, in the next scene, I am going to the apartment viewing. As you listen, ask yourself, what are 3 things you should always check before signing a lease? We will come back to that.
Welcome. Glad you could make it. So this is the unit. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, open-plan kitchen and living area. As you can see, it is fully furnished, just like I mentioned on the phone.
This is nice. It is much bigger than the pictures online. And the natural light in here is really something.
It is a south-facing unit, so you get sunlight through most of the afternoon. The previous tenant was very happy with that. She was here for 3 years and only moved because of a job transfer.
3 years? That is a good sign. I was wondering, are there any amenities included, like a gym or a shared laundry area?
The building has a shared laundry on the ground floor, and there is a small gym on the 2nd floor. Both of those are included in your monthly rent. No extra charge. The gym is small, a few machines, some weights, but most tenants use it regularly.
That is useful. And could you tell me if pets are allowed?
Small pets are fine. Cats, small dogs under 15 kilos. We just ask that you let us know in advance. There is a small additional deposit, $150, refundable, and we need it before you move the pet in.
Good to know. I do not have a pet right now, but I like knowing the option is there.
Smart. A lot of tenants ask about that later and are surprised when there is paperwork involved.
Now, I want to ask about the lease itself, because I got a bit lost reading it last night. I was wondering how the security deposit works in practice. The listing said 1 month, but what does normal wear and tear actually mean?
Good question. Normal wear and tear means the kind of damage that just happens from living in a space. Small scuffs on the wall from furniture, slight discoloration on the carpet from sunlight, minor marks around light switches. That is all normal. We expect that. What is not normal is holes in the wall, stains on the carpet, broken fixtures, anything that requires actual repair. If there is damage like that, the repair cost comes out of your deposit.
So basically, I need to make sure the apartment looks the way it did when I moved in, minus the normal stuff.
That is the idea. And here is my advice. On the day you move in, take photos of everything. The walls, the floors, the kitchen counters, the bathroom tiles. Any scratch or mark that is already there. Document it. Because when you move out and we do the walkthrough, those photos protect you. I have seen tenants lose part of their deposit over damage that was already there, simply because they had no proof.
That is really helpful advice. I will definitely do that.
I always tell new tenants, 5 minutes of photos on day 1 can save you hundreds of dollars on your last day.
Could you tell me if there is parking available? On the street, or does the building have its own spaces?
There is a small lot behind the building. We have a few assigned spots, but they go fast. If you want one, put your name down today. Otherwise, street parking is free, but it fills up in the evenings, especially on weekends.
And one last thing. I was wondering what happens if I need to leave before the 12 months are up. Is there any flexibility with the lease?
You can break the lease early, but there is a fee, usually 2 months' rent. That said, if you find someone to take over the lease, we can sometimes waive that. It depends on the situation. My advice? If you think there is any chance you might need to move, bring it up before you sign. It is always easier to negotiate that kind of thing up front than after the ink is dry.
I appreciate that. That is not something I would have thought to ask about.
Most people do not. And then 6 months in, something changes. A new job, a relationship, a family situation, and suddenly they are stuck in a 12-month lease with a 2-month penalty. A 5-minute conversation before signing can save you a lot of stress later.
One more thing before I go. I was wondering, what does move-in day actually look like? Is there a process?
Good question. On your move-in day, we do a quick walkthrough together, you and me. We go room by room and note any existing damage on a condition report. You sign it, I sign it, and that becomes your proof. After that, I hand you the keys, 2 sets, and you are all set. We call that the key handoff.
And the utilities? You mentioned I need to set those up myself.
Right. My advice, call the electric and gas companies at least a week before your move-in date. That way, everything is live when you arrive. The last thing you want is to carry boxes up 3 flights of stairs in the dark because you forgot to call the power company.
That has learning from experience written all over it.
Let us just say, I have seen it happen more than once. Take your time to think about it. If you want to move forward, just give us a call and we can get the paperwork started. I will email you all the details from today so you have everything in writing.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to explain everything.
Of course. That is what I am here for. Good luck with the decision.
Out of viewing mode. Did you notice how much more information the agent gave me compared to the phone call? That is what happens when you ask polite, open-ended questions. People open up. Second, a word I used, amenities. That means the extra facilities that come with a building, like a gym, pool, or shared laundry. Always worth asking about. Also, if you are viewing an apartment, bring a list of things to ask. Utilities, parking, laundry, lease length, deposits, pets. Because once you are inside, it is easy to forget. Quick check. What did the agent say about breaking the lease early? There is a fee, usually 2 months' rent, but it might be waived if you find someone to take over. And her advice about photos? Take them on day 1 to save yourself money later. Let us keep going.
That is the last one, I think. Actually, no. There are 3 more in the car. I have been carrying boxes up 3 flights of stairs since 7 this morning. My back is finished. Almost 5 hours. Notice the sentence, I have been carrying boxes since 7 a.m. That uses the present perfect continuous. It is perfect for when you have been doing something for a long time and you are still doing it. The action started in the past and has not stopped. That is the key. And notice those 2 little words, since and for. Since 7 a.m. tells you when it started. For 5 hours tells you how long. Same grammar, same exhaustion.
Hey, new neighbor. You in there?
Oh, hi. I am Theo. I am in the middle of…
I can see that. I'm Sam from next door, 4A. I heard you carrying boxes up and down for the past couple of hours, and I thought, this guy could probably use a hand.
Honestly, that would be amazing. There are 3 more boxes in the car.
Let us go get them. I've been sitting around all morning anyway. I could use something to do. So, how long have you been at this? You look like you've been moving all day.
Since 7, and I am starting to regret owning so many books.
Books are the worst. They are heavier than furniture. When I moved in 2 years ago, I had 6 boxes of just vinyl records. My back did not forgive me for a week. Here, I'll take the heavy one. How long have you been looking for a place?
About 2 months. I have been searching online every single day, calling agents, visiting apartments on weekends. This was the first one that felt right.
2 months is about right. I looked for 3. The rental market around here is not the friendliest. Not bad. The layout is the same as mine, but you have the south-facing windows. I am jealous. My side gets sun for about 2 hours in the morning, and then that is it.
The agent said the previous tenant stayed 3 years because of the light.
Yeah, it is a big deal when you're working from home. Trust me. Hey, can I give you a tip for next time? When I moved, my flatmate told me to pack 1 box, just 1, with everything you need for the first night. Toilet paper, phone charger, clean towel, a change of clothes, your toothbrush. She called it the first night box.
That is genius. I am currently living out of 6 open boxes because I cannot find anything.
Yeah, I can tell. Also, see how none of your boxes have labels? Next move, label everything. Not just kitchen, but kitchen, top shelf, mugs, and plates. Trust me, future you will be very grateful.
Future me is already regretting past me's choices. Okay, let me pause for a second. Did you notice the grammar in that conversation? Sam said, I have been sitting around all morning. I said, I have been carrying boxes since 7 a.m. Sam asked, how long have you been at this? All present perfect continuous. It kept showing up because we were both talking about ongoing situations. Things that started earlier and were still happening right now. Where is the coffee maker? I have been looking through every single box and I cannot find it.
Check the one labeled kitchen. Every time I move, the coffee maker ends up in the most random box.
Imagine a friend calls right now and asks, how is the move going? Have you set everything up? And I have to be honest, have I set up the internet yet? No, I have not even thought about that. I have been focused on finding clean towels for the past hour. Have I tested the stove? Not yet. Add it to the list. Have I checked if the hot water is working? I am afraid to find out. Welcome to moving day, the never-ending checklist. And this pattern, have you done X yet, is how English speakers track tasks when they are working together or just checking on someone. The answer is almost always, not yet. But the question keeps you moving. It is a way of helping without doing the work yourself. Now, I want you to hear a grammar contrast clearly because it is one of the most useful ones at this level. The kitchen? Done. I have unpacked the kitchen. Everything is in the cupboards. Plates, cups, the whole thing. The bedroom? Disaster. I have been unpacking the bedroom all morning and I am still not done. Clothes are everywhere. There are boxes blocking the door. I cannot find the sheets. Hear the difference? The kitchen. I have unpacked the kitchen. Past action, finished result. I used the present perfect simple because the job is complete. And the bedroom. I have been unpacking the bedroom all morning. Still happening, still messy. The present perfect continuous. Because the process is ongoing. And honestly, the exhaustion is the point. One tells you the score, the other tells you the struggle. I have unpacked 10 boxes, finished. I have been unpacking all day, still going, still tired. Both are correct, but they carry a completely different weight. Before we move on, here are a few key apartment words you will need for the rest of the episode. I am the person renting the apartment. What is the word for that? Tenant. I am the tenant. The person who owns the place and rents it out is the landlord. The person who keeps the building running day to day, fixing things, handling complaints, and making sure everything works, is the building manager. In American English, some people say super, short for superintendent, but building manager is the term I am using here. Tenant, landlord, building manager. Those three are going to come up a lot in the next few scenes.
Here, I grabbed us a couple of drinks from my place. You looked like you needed one.
You are a lifesaver. So, Sam, is there anything I should know about this building? Any rules that are not obvious?
Rules. Yeah, there are a few. The big one is recycling. We are supposed to separate the recycling from the regular trash. Plastics and paper go in the blue bin, everything else goes in the gray one. And both need to be downstairs by 8 p.m. every Sunday and Wednesday.
8 p.m. Sunday and Wednesday. Got it.
That is a strict one. The building manager, his name is Derek, he will leave a note on your door if you miss it. And if you miss it twice, he will knock. You do not want the knock.
Did you catch that phrase? We are supposed to separate the recycling. Supposed to. Sam, when you say supposed to, is that like have to? Is it the same?
Not exactly. Have to is stronger. Like, you have to pay rent every month. There is a real consequence if you do not. You get evicted. Supposed to is more like, that is what is expected. Most people do it. But if you take the recycling out at 8:15 instead of 8, nobody is calling the police.
And what about must?
Must is the hardest one. Like, you must not smoke inside the building. That is a hard line, not a suggestion. The building actually has sensors in the hallway.
So the ladder is supposed to at the bottom, have to in the middle, must at the top. And in everyday apartment life, most rules live in the supposed to zone. The building manager will leave you a note before they leave you a fine.
The other thing you should know about is the walls. They are pretty thin.
How thin?
Thin enough that I could tell the last tenant in your unit liked cooking shows. Every evening at 7, I could hear Jamie Oliver from my living room. So, if you are playing music after 10, you might want to keep it low. Not that anyone is going to complain your first week, but eventually people notice.
Thin walls. Got it. I will keep that in mind.
Also, this is not a rule exactly, but if you get a lot of packages delivered, try to pick them up the same day. There is a small area by the front door where the delivery drivers leave them, and it gets crowded fast. My flatmate and I once came home to a wall of boxes that was basically blocking the entrance.
Your flatmate.
Yeah, we share the apartment. She has the smaller room, I have the bigger one, and we split everything down the middle. Rent, utilities, streaming services. It works out well.
Quick note. What is the difference between a flatmate and a housemate? They mean essentially the same thing. Someone you share your home with who is not family or a partner. But if you live in an apartment or a flat, they are your flatmate. If you live in a house, they are your housemate. And roommate is the general American English term that covers both. What about the building manager? You mentioned Derek. What is he like?
Derek. He is around, but he is not the friendliest person until he knows you. My first month, I thought he did not like me. Turns out he is just quiet. Once you say hello a few times, and he sees you are not going to cause problems, he warms up. He is actually pretty helpful when you need something fixed. Just do not text him after 9 p.m. That is his thing.
No texts after 9. Got it.
And one more thing. There is a coffee place called Bean and Gone, 2 blocks south. They roast their own beans. The owner is from Colombia, and the espresso is unreal. I go there almost every morning. Before 8, no line. After 8, forget about it.
A good coffee place within walking distance. That might be the best thing I have heard all day.
Look, if you ever need anything, just knock. Seriously. Moving into a new place is weird for the first few weeks. Everything feels unfamiliar, but it gets easier. I remember my first week here, I locked myself out twice. Once in my pajamas. So, whatever happens, you are probably doing better than I did.
That is very reassuring. Thanks, Sam, really. For the help and the drink and the advice. I owe you one.
You do not owe me anything. That is what neighbors are for.
Time for a quick check. What time is the recycling supposed to go out? By 8 p.m, Sunday and Wednesday. And what does thin walls really mean for you? It means keep the noise down after 10. Your neighbors can hear more than you think. No. You have got to be kidding me. The shower. The water pressure is... I do not even know how to describe it. It is like standing under a leaking faucet. I have been running it for 2 minutes and it has not gotten any stronger. Kitchen tap is fine. Bathroom sink is fine. It is just the shower. And I signed a lease 2 weeks ago. This is not a great start.
Hey, Theo, everything okay? I heard you talking to yourself in there.
Thin walls. Right. Yeah, the shower. The water pressure is terrible. I've been trying to get it to work properly for the past 10 minutes, and it is not improving.
Oh, that is a building thing. It happens sometimes on the upper floors. Has it been like this since you moved in?
Since day one, but I kept thinking it would get better. It has not.
Yeah, you need to text the building manager about that. Derek can usually get maintenance out within a day or two. But, and I say this as a friend, do not send him an angry text.
I was not going to send an angry text.
Yes, you were. I can see it on your face. Let me guess. The shower is broken. Fix it now.
That is Exactly what I was going to write.
I sent that exact text my first month. Derek did not respond for 4 days. 4 days! I showered at the gym down the street. But when my flatmate had the same issue a few months later, she texted him politely and maintenance showed up the next morning. Same problem, different message. Completely different response time.
So what did she write?
Something like, "Hi, sorry to bother you. There seems to be an issue with the water pressure. Would it be possible to have maintenance take a look when they are available?" And she added a "thanks so much" at the end. That was it.
Did you hear the difference? Let me break that down, because it is exactly what I need to learn. Sorry to bother you. That is the opener. You are not really sorry, but it signals respect. It tells the building manager you are not here to cause trouble.
Right. And there seems to be an issue with, that is the problem. Notice she said, seems to be. She did not say, the shower is broken or this apartment is falling apart. She just said, something appears to be wrong. Neutral.
And would it be possible to, is the request. It sounds like you are asking, not ordering. And when they are available, shows you are not demanding it happens right this second.
Even though you definitely want it fixed right now.
Absolutely. Okay, let me write this. Hi Derek, sorry to bother you. There seems to be an issue with the water pressure in the shower. Everything else is working fine, but the shower pressure has been very low since I moved in. Would it be possible to have maintenance take a look when they are available? Thanks so much.
That is perfect. Send it.
Sent. Now we wait.
Trust me, you will hear back by tomorrow. Derek responds fast to polite tenants. It is just the angry ones he ignores.
You know what? I used to send texts like my first draft. Short, direct, no filter. And I always wondered why repairs took so long. Now I am starting to think it was not the landlord being slow, it was me being abrasive. Growth. Real growth. It has been about a week now, and I will be honest, the street noise still bothers me a little, especially early in the morning. Garbage trucks at 6 AM are not my favourite alarm clock. But the natural light in the living room is unreal. Every afternoon around 4 o'clock, the whole room just fills up with this warm, golden light. And I sit on the sofa with my coffee and I think, okay, this was the right call.
Hey, how was the first week?
Honestly, getting better. The shower got fixed yesterday, by the way. Maintenance came out the morning after I texted Derek.
Told you, polite texts work.
You were right. I am still getting used to the street noise, though. The garbage trucks are brutal.
Yeah, that does not stop. But you get used to it. Give it another week, and you will sleep right through them.
It is kind of growing on me, actually. The apartment, I mean, not the garbage trucks.
That is how it works. Everything feels weird at first, and then one day it is just home. Are you going to do a housewarming?
I was thinking about it. Just a few friends, some snacks, nothing fancy. Show them the place before I cover the walls with my terrible taste in art.
I am in. I will bring something from Bean and Gone.
Actually, is there any etiquette I should know? For a housewarming, I mean. I have never hosted one before.
Keep it casual. Seriously, people overthink it. You do not need fancy food or decorations. Just open the door, put some music on, and let people walk around. Most guests will bring a small gift anyway. A candle, a plant, a bottle of wine. That is just what people do.
And if someone asks what to bring?
Say, just yourself, even if you secretly hope they bring snacks. Oh, and one thing that really helps. Give people a quick tour when they arrive. Sounds silly, but it breaks the ice. People always feel a bit awkward at first, and walking them through the rooms gives everyone something to talk about, before the conversation starts flowing naturally.
Breaks the ice. That is a great phrase for that.
Exactly. And the tour gives you a chance to show off that south-facing light. Trust me, everyone is going to be jealous.
Growing on me. When something is not perfect at first, but you start to accept it or enjoy it, you say it is growing on me. The apartment is growing on me. You can use it for places, food, music, even people. 2 more phrases go perfectly with this. I need to get used to the traffic. Get used to means you are adjusting. And when you are finally comfortable, you say, it is starting to feel like home. And it really is. The first night, every unfamiliar sound kept me awake, but now it is just my apartment. A housewarming is a small, informal party you throw when you move in. People come to mark the moment and say, this is my space now. That is on my list, right after I find the coffee maker. Before we wrap up, let me walk through the key phrases from today one more time. I am going to put you in a situation and show you how to handle it. After I speak, I want you to repeat what I say, out loud. Even if you feel silly. Muscle memory only works if you use the muscles. Situation 1. You are at an apartment viewing. You want to know if pets are allowed. How do you ask? I was wondering if pets are allowed in the building. Now try another one. You want to ask whether the lease is for 1 year or 2. Could you tell me if the lease is for 1 year or 2? Situation 2. You have had the worst moving day of your life. You are sitting on the floor, surrounded by boxes. Your friend calls and asks how the move is going. What do you say? I've been carrying boxes since 7 a.m. I've been unpacking for 6 hours, and I still have not found the coffee maker. Notice, since 7 a.m. tells you when it started. For 6 hours tells you how long. Same grammar, different detail. Try both. Situation 3. Your neighbor tells you about a building rule. How do you say it? We are supposed to take out the recycling by 8 p.m. every Sunday. Situation 4. Something is broken in your apartment. You need to text the building manager. Sorry to bother you. There seems to be an issue with the water pressure in the shower. And the request. Would it be possible to have maintenance take a look?
Hey, are you practicing complaint phrases in there? Because from my side, it sounds like everything in your apartment is breaking at the same time.
Thin walls. I forgot. I am just rehearsing.
Okay, well, rehearse this one for me. What would you say if the heating stopped working in the middle of winter?
Sorry to bother you. There seems to be an issue with the heating. It stopped working this morning. Would it be possible to have someone take a look?
Perfect. Derek would answer that within the hour. You are officially a polite tenant now.
See? Even my neighbor is testing me. That is how you know the phrases are working. And one bonus, situation 5. Someone asks how you feel about the new apartment after a week. It is growing on me. The street is a little loud, and I am still getting used to the layout. But the light in the afternoon, it makes the whole place feel worth it. It is starting to feel like home. Now, the core phrases on their own. I will say each one slowly. After I say it, you say it. Your turn means your turn. Here we go. Could you tell me if utilities are included? I was wondering how the security deposit works. I have been unpacking all morning. We are supposed to take out the recycling by 8. Sorry to bother you, but there seems to be an issue with the shower. Would it be possible to have maintenance take a look? If you said even half of those out loud, you are ahead of where you were 30 minutes ago. Those phrases will come faster next time. One final challenge, 3 levels. I'm going to put you in a situation and you respond. Out loud. Use the phrases we practiced. You have a few seconds before I give the answer. Level 1. You are at an apartment viewing. You want to ask about laundry. Use an indirect question. Go. Could you tell me if there is a shared laundry room in the building? Level 2. This one is harder. Your shower is broken. Not just low pressure this time, actually broken. You need to text the building manager. What do you write? Think about the whole message. Take your time. Hi, sorry to bother you. There seems to be an issue with the shower. It is not working at all. Would it be possible to have maintenance take a look when they are available? Thank you. Bonus level. You are about to sign the lease, but you want to negotiate something first. Maybe a longer notice period, or a small repair before you move in. How would you bring it up with the leasing agent? Here is one way.
So, are we ready to sign today?
I think so, but before we do, I was wondering if there is any flexibility on the notice period. Would it be possible to extend it from 30 days to 60?
We do not usually do that, but for a 12-month lease, I can ask a landlord. It is worth a conversation.
See what happened? Two chunks working together. I was wondering, to raise the topic, would it be possible to make the request? No confrontation, no awkwardness, just a calm, professional ask. That is what polite English gives you. Options. Level 3. This one is personal. Think about your real home right now. Something that has been bothering you. A door that squeaks, a light that flickers, a tap that drips. Anything. Now complete this sentence and post it in the comments. The thing I have been meaning to fix is... and then say what it is. I should text my landlord and say, and then write the polite version. I would genuinely love to read your answers. And if your sentence uses, there seems to be an issue with, bonus points. That is today's episode. All the phrases from today, plus vocabulary notes, a move-in checklist, and a soft complaint template are in the free listener mini pack. The link is in the description. And if this episode helped you, there is a whole playlist of practical English situations like this one. Ordering coffee, running late, splitting the bill, sustainable habits. All of them are designed the same way. Real scenes, real language, real practice. Next time on Pocket English Daily, things get personal. What do you say when a family member asks you an awkward question at the dinner table? How do you answer politely without oversharing? That one is called When Family Starts Asking Personal Questions. Trust me, you are going to need those phrases sooner than you think. Thanks for listening. See you next time.